This is a tale of intrigue, state secrets, undercover operations, a sexy seductress, and betrayal. A classic spy story. The story of Mordecai Vanunu, the insider who had the guts to reveal the truth. The proof perfect that Israel produces weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons. It begins back in 1986 and spans the globe with a stopover here in Australia. Then there's Israel's revenge, the alluring female spy, the honey trap, the kidnapping, and the trial that sees Vanunu jailed as a traitor. Well, now he's technically a free man, but Mordecai Vanunu is still very much a prisoner of the state. Here at St. George's Cathedral in Jerusalem, Mordecai Vanunu enjoys ringing the bells. It's part of his daily routine now that he's a free man. Well, sort of free. From here, he also enjoys looking down on Israel's Supreme Court, the one that sentenced him to 18 years. He likes the thought that his ringing of these Christian bells might disturb the Jewish judges.
I sacrificed my freedom because I knew if I will not do it, no one else will do it.
To many people, what Vanunu did was both brave and heroic. There's something crazy about this world. We went to war with Iraq because we thought they had nuclear weapons. But Israel, we've known that they've had them for the past 18 years, ever since Vanunu told us. That's the Negev desert, and that's the Dimona reactor where Vanunu worked. The signs on the fence say no photography, and I'm not inclined to push our luck at the moment. Vanunu's story could have been ripped from the pages of a spy thriller. By the age of 31, Vanunu had been a technician for 9 years at Israel's Dimona nuclear installation and privy to the country's best-kept secret.
I knew exactly what does it mean to produce plutonium.
6 levels below ground, the Israelis had built a plutonium reprocessing plant, a nuclear bomb factory. To this day, Israel still refuses to acknowledge its existence. But 18 years ago, in spectacular fashion, Vanunu blew their cover.
What I call in English whistleblower, to inform the world about Israel's nuclear secret, because no one speaks or no one reports exactly what's going there.
In 1986, Vanunu duped Israel's vaunted security apparatus and smuggled a camera into the secret Dimona plant. His photographs exposed the world's greatest nuclear cover-up. What he showed was that Israel's nuclear arms program was far bigger and much more powerful than anyone had even dreamt possible.
Enough material every year for 10 bombs.
Vanunu fled Israel and set out across the world with his super secret on 2 rolls of unexposed film in his backpack. He travelled through Europe and Asia and ended up in Australia, where he converted to Christianity in a King's Cross church. Then, together with a friend, he touted his story.
We started with the bulletin, and then we went to Herald at morning, something like this.
Sydney Morning Herald.
Sydney Morning Herald, another newspaper. No one was enthusiastic to do the story.
And so Vanunu took the photos to Britain and the Sunday Times newspaper, where they realised the immense importance of the information he had. But by now, the Israelis had got wind of what Vanunu was up to, and they were after him. They set a trap with the kind of bait sure to snare a young, lonely, single man wandering the streets of still-swinging London.
I bought a cigarette and I saw an American woman standing there, buying also a cigarette. I look at her, she looked at me. We didn't talk.
Tell me, what was the look you exchanged with this woman?
Looking at her eyes, she looking at me.
You were attracted to her?
Yes, she looked interesting, a beautiful woman.
She was beautiful?
Yeah. My target was to find someone friendly because I was alone.
She said her name was Cindy, and according to the Sunday Times, this is her. You took the initiative to, forgive the colloquialism, to pick up this lady.
Yes.
You did it.
If she had tried to pick me up, then I would have suspected her. But if I took the initiative, I'm not suspecting her.
She was dragging you into her trap.
No, I was already in her trap.
You know the term in the trade, don't you? She was a
Trade.
honeypot.
Yes.
Vanunu was hooked. Worse, he suspected nothing when Cindy suggested a dalliance in Rome. But of course, it was a trap. It was a 40-minute drive from Rome airport to a suburban house. Vanunu says she wouldn't stop kissing him. And these were his last moments as a free man.
When I entered the house, the door opened and immediately jumped on me two people, and one kicked me in the stomach and I collapsed. Another one jumped on me, put his hand on my mouth, silencing me. Another woman came and injected me, and then I lost my conscience.
Come the next weekend, the Sunday Times had no idea the kidnapped Vanunu was being secretly shipped to Israel, and they went ahead with their bombshell story. At first, the Israeli government simply lied. They denied they had anything to do with his disappearance. They fessed up eventually and said they had charged him with espionage and treason. Kidnapping is a crime, isn't it?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean exactly what I say. Kidnapping is a crime.
Not of your own citizen if they commit crimes against your own state.
To this day, the Israeli government defends its actions. Yuval Steinitz is chairman of the Defense Committee in Israel's parliament. Well, is the answer yes or no? Are you allowed to kidnap?
No, I'm not under investigation. I made it extremely clear that a state, and especially a state under such existential threat like Israel, is allowed to defend itself.
I'm simply asking you if you consider you're allowed to kidnap.
From a moral point of view, of course.
From a legal point of view?
I don't know.
It was Vanunu himself who craftily exposed the details of his abduction. Surreptitiously, he wrote and concealed the basic facts on the palm of his hand, and at the critical moment flashed it to the media as he was driven to trial. Hijacked in Rome, Italy, 30th of September 1986. British Airways Flight 504. He was convicted of espionage and treason and sentenced to 18 years in jail.
I felt like they judged me, sentenced me as a killer. But I didn't kill anyone. At that time, I felt very, very bad. I felt how all the world abandoned me and no one can do anything. Very, very disappointed.
11.5 years of his sentence was spent in solitary confinement. Since his release last April, Vanunu has attempted a normal life. He swims every day at a hotel pool and practices his Christian faith. But he's not a free man. He cannot leave Israel. He's forbidden to approach an airport or to go closer than 250 metres to an embassy. And he's forbidden to talk to foreigners. To this, he says, now you're flouting that rule, that instruction, by talking to me. Do you risk going back into jail?
In some way, I'm taking the risk, but I concluded that this restriction from the beginning was wrong, unreasonable, impossible to implement.
Justify stopping him talking to me.
Oh, this is completely justified.
It's what they did in the Soviet Union or in apartheid South Africa.
No, this is very unfair parallel. I tell you why.
It's an exact parallel, sir.
You want to interview me or yourself? I have my own opinion, if you like to listen to my opinion.
Why should the world tolerate you having nuclear weapons and not, say, Iran?
First, again, we never admitted to have such weapons. But the very comparison is, I must say, it's very insulting, and I tell you why. We suffered one Holocaust. We listened to our neighbors.
Is it because of the Holocaust that you should be allowed to have nuclear weapons?
You know what? This interview was finished now. Your attitude is so hostile, and your questions are so arrogant. I don't want to speak with you anymore.
Yuval Steinitz believes Vanunu should never have been released. He claims Vanunu still poses a security risk, a view widely held on the streets of Jerusalem. What do you think of him?
He should have kept his mouth shut.
Should have kept his mouth shut. So do you know this fellow?
Yeah, he's a traitor, and in every other country he would hang.
Did he do the right thing?
He should burn the hell.
Mordecai Vanunu is now 50, and all he has to show for the last 18 years is a room full of books and letters from his admirers. He never married or had children.
I will not regret what I did. I regret what I lost. It could have been a good time for me, the best time to be happy and to enjoy life and to marry and have all the things that I need. Since I entered to Dimona, the direction was to this 18 years in prison.
What do you want now?
All what I want is to be free and to feel freedom. It could happen only when I leave Israel. To be free is to leave this country and to go abroad. What I demand from Israel, get me free, set me free from Israel. Let me go out of Israel.